I have recently been asked about bridles for a North American fighter kite and how to make them and how to adjust them. And in more particular, the knots used and how to actually get those knots to adjust easily. Well, in a fighter kite, a North American fighter kite, I always use a three-point bridle. It means that the bridle is connected to the kite in three places. In this instance, it's connected at 2 points on the bow right here. And the third one will be connected on the spine near the tail of the kite. It'll be right about here. So that part's pretty straightforward. So I attach a line to the two points for the bridle on the bow. And for that, I have to poke a hole through the kite sail, and I usually melt it with a soldering pencil, you know, this kind of a thing here. And then I have a loop here. I call it the upper bridle yoke. Now what I want to do is attach the lower bridle to this. How do I do it? Well, I take a piece of line here. This is longer than I need, but anyway, I take it and I fold over about a 2-inch or 2.5-inch section, make an overhand knot to make a loop. So I have a loop in the kite, in the line right here. And this is just a regular old overhand knot, nothing fancy. Now this loop, I am going to put under this upper bridle yoke, so it looks like this. Then I'm going to push the knot, the overhand knot that made the loop, through the loop. Can you see that? I don't know if you can. Let's try that again. Here is the loop from the lower bridle line under the upper bridle yoke. That I'll do it this way. I'll take the end of my lower bridle line and poke it through, and I'll poke it through the loop right here. So now I have to have this. So what I have is this, it's actually 2 loops around the upper bridle yoke. This is called a lark's head knot. It's a very simple knot. But the reason I use it is that when I tighten it, it stays locked. And it stays locked by my taking the loop I made and tightening it. And I can feel it grabbing hold and making its position permanent. If I want to adjust it, I take the 2 parts on either side of it, of the bridle yoke, the 2 parts of the line, and I simply pull them outward, straightening them out. And that releases the lock of the lark's head knot and allows me to move the knot anywhere I want to along that upper bridle yoke. So it allows me to adjust the kite's right to left flight behavior very, very easily. And if I want to lock it again in a position, I simply spread out the loop again, and that's it. Simple. Then I tie this end to the lower bridle, to the lower part of the spine. And again, I just tie it with any old knot, doesn't matter what kind, anything that'll hold. Now here, I want the line, the final bridle length, to not exceed. I don't want it to go out to the wingtip of the kite. I want to hold it right about in there or shorter. Because again, if it can go over the wingtip in flight, it certainly will, no question about it, and the kite will crash. So I don't want that. So I make it that way and works good. So now I tie this lower bridle connection to the spine at the lower part here, cut it off. And with this piece here, I'm going to take it's about a 5-inch piece, I guess, or so. I fold it in half and make another loop. I make an overhand knot in the string to make a loop. So here I have a loop. It's just a loop of string. That's it. Nothing fancy here. This is very simple. And this loop I put under the lower bridle line and poke the end of it back through itself so that it becomes another lark's head knot. So if I want to adjust the position, now this is where I tie my line. My line goes right onto this loop right here. This is what's called the toe point of the kite, right here. So if I want to adjust its position, all I do is pull on both sides of the lower bridle line to unlock the lark's head knot of the loop. I slide that anywhere I want, wherever it is, small amount or a large amount, makes no difference. Position it where I want it, and then I take both sides of the loop, pull them tightly outward, and you can feel the lock occur, snug it up, and that's permanently going to remain right where it is. And that's the three-point bridle and how the adjustments are made with the knots. I hope that's helpful and look forward to seeing you on the flying field.